Hello, everyone, and welcome back this week for our feature in focus. Thank you all for who RSVP'd for Wednesday, and we did reschedule for today. So, for anyone who did RSVP and you guys aren't able to join right now, this recording is going out. So, hopefully, you can still collect this information, check out our Pulse new feature. So, as the title said, today we are diving in on how to gather um, feedback from your current employees using our new feature Pulse. So, if you guys have been paying attention, you've probably gotten a few emails over the last few months about our new feature Pulse. Today we'll be kind of looking at how to set up the feature, how to use it to really gain valuable insight from your current employees. When we were talking about new features, adding to ideal traits, um, this was something that was highly requested from some of our clients of really just a way to get that insight on how employees are feeling, and you are able to better identify employees that maybe need a little bit more attention. They have a little bit of frustrations. Personally, for the Ideal Traits team, we use this weekly to gather insights from our employees to really guide our one on ones with their manager every single week. So, today we'll be looking at it, making sure you guys are ready to have it set up in your account so that you guys can start using that feature as early as today. So um, we'll dive into it. I mentioned we'll send this recording out, so if you do have to jump to another meeting, just let us know. But let me share my screen and we can hop right into it. So when you are in your Ideal Traits account, you may have noticed, if you've been with us for a bit, the new tab up here on the left called Employees. So this is where Pulse is housed. You got two options here. You got your dashboard, which is going to be your overview of all your Pulse results. And then you have your employee list. So today, as we're kind of going over this, start to think of, do I want to send this to all of my employees? Do I want to break this up so different managers get the results? And then we'll go over how to get all your employees in the system. But we're going to start with our Pulse dashboard. So this account today, I'm showing you guys, this does show um, some sample pulses that we can kind of use to see what it looks like. So once you get all your employees loaded into the system, from this view, you are able to see from a quick snapshot how many days it's been since one of your employees took a pulse survey. If there's a level of concern, there's scores that are coming back. So if you click into an employee, this is really where you are able to start seeing their feedback and kind of diving into it deeper. You'll always be able to see their current pulse, whatever was the most recent that they took. You'll also be able to watch the trends over time. And then my favorite option is the history over here on the right, that you are able to see the history of these pulse surveys. So when we set this up, I'll give you guys a little bit of an insight what it looks like. But essentially, you'll be sending out these surveys to your current employees where they are able to rate how they are feeling in these 5 different specific areas. So these are communication, support, workload, appreciation, and work schedule. So you guys will set up how often you want these pulse surveys to be going out to your employees. You can do weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Once you set up the survey, it will auto send. So really the setup is probably the most you'll spend on it. Then the system will just send that email out every single Wednesday to your current employees, asking them to fill out their pulse. So when they do fill it out, they can rate how they're feeling in each area, and then it allows them to leave comments. So this is where I mentioned our current team uses this for our one-on-ones. This is so handy when someone maybe leaves a negative pulse, has some feedback that week. They're able to leave notes just on how they're feeling in each area. Me as the CS team lead, I'm able to document these notes for one thing, but also after their one-on-ones when I am talking with the employee, I'm able to also leave notes that we discussed it, the outcome, the plan that we made. So it is very nice to kind of keep notes of our past conversations, struggles the employee may be having, maybe a tough conversation that I need to have with the employee. I can then also document it all right in here through Pulse. So you can see the history over time, notes that have been left. And then I mentioned, so when you're on the current pulse, this is where, as the manager, you are able to also leave notes. So if I came in here, Jasmine is the example we're using today. I see she left a 6 on support, a 5 on workload, a 6 on appreciation. Jasmine and I in her one-on-one discuss maybe she's struggling with something specific. I can quickly leave some notes in the comment of what we discussed based on her pulse and then save those notes for future reference and such. So from the employee side, I wanted to show you guys what that looks like. So this is the email that each employee will receive each week. Very quick and easy. Comes from the typical no reply at Ideal Traits email. Lets them know it's time for your weekly pulse. Really takes about a minute to complete. And then this is what it looks like for the employee. So they will come through looking at communication, support, workload, appreciation, work schedule, and they are able to rate these. So the emojis will move up and down as they kind of determine how they are feeling that week. Um, and then they are able to kind of go through here, move the slider to how they're feeling. And once they click continue, this allows them to leave notes in each area like we saw on the back end. So as an employee, you can say, I'm feeling great, great communication. If a employee leaves a negative review, so they rate low, like I did in appreciation, you can also set up to receive email notifications on all Pulse results or just the negative ones. So if this is something that your team is doing weekly, maybe you just want to get emails when a negative one comes across so you can quickly identify that and talk with that employee. So few different options kind of for those email notifications that you can set up. But that is essentially kind of the back end. So once you get this pulse set up, you'll be able to review the information, use it to lead your conversations in your one-on-ones. I was working with the client actually the other day that they are using Pulse for the training sessions when a new employee starts. So it was a great way kind of to weekly touch base on specifically how their onboarding process is going with starting the new position and able to kind of track how they feel in these 5 areas over the course of their training session and kind of onboarding session of the new role. So now I know we've kind of gone over what it all looks like. Let's set up a pulse together. So if you guys are also on Have Ideal Trades open, feel free to follow along, set up a pulse along with us. But along this left-hand side, you will click the settings gear. And then to create a new pulse, you'll just click add new up here in the right. So you'll create a name. When creating a name, you can do different pulses for each department, or if you want one that's just a generic for your entire company, you can definitely do that as well. For us, I'll use the example of I just want the customer service team pulse to be separate. So I'll do our CS team pulse. Then you have the option of selecting the categories. I love all 5 of them, so I would recommend keeping all 5 selected. But if there's one that you aren't really interested in, you are welcome to kind of click through these, determine which ones you want each employee to rate. And then you got your pulse frequency. So as I mentioned, you can send these out weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. They will send on Wednesday at 2 p.m. every either week. biweekly or monthly you choose. With the monthly, you also can select when in the month you'd like it to send. Is that the first week, second week, or the last Wednesday of every month? So that is really up to you to kind of customize when in the month that you want to send out. For today, I'll just do the first of the month. So we got the title, what areas we want to do, how often we want this pulse survey to go out. We'll click continue. So next is who of your employees do you want to get the pulse surveys? So if you currently have any employees that you hired through Ideal Traits, if you move them to the hired stage, you will see them pop up right here in this employee list. If there are employees that maybe you didn't hire through Ideal Traits, it was before you started using us, you can add new employees right through here by clicking the Add New button. I highly recommend definitely with having them take that personality assessment if they haven't yet. All of your guys' accounts have unlimited personality assessments. So you are welcome to still have them take that personality assessment when you are uploading them into the system as an employee, just to have some additional kind of knowledge on how to manage that type of employee. But once they are in the system, you'll be able to click through your employees who you want to get this pulse survey, and then you'll be able to click continue. And then this is where you can customize those notifications that I mentioned. So if you want to get an email every single time a new pulse is sent, you can add your email in right here. If that you have a handful of employees, you're sending it out weekly, maybe you don't want to get an email every single time. So you can also set it up for just the negative pulse alerts, only if someone rates an area low. And then lastly, you do also have an option for a weekly summary. So maybe you don't want alerts for every pulse, but you want an email once a week that's just going to capture kind of everyone in your account and a summary of all the results. Um, you can add your email in right there for that. So once you determine kind of your email notifications, you will click submit, and then it does give you the option of, do you want to send that first pulse right now, or do we want to wait till I selected the first Wednesday of the month for that to go out at that rate? So up to you which one you want to do for your first pulse. I'm going to send later for right now. But there we go. My pulse is created. Shows we created today. It's going to send monthly. I got 2 employees enrolled. And then at any time, if you do make a decision, maybe that employee no longer works with you, you want to make some changes, add some other employees in, you are welcome to click this action drop down and you can edit this. So it takes us right back to the same screens we were going through before. You can make edits on the frequency that the pulses are going out, employees that are attached to it. If you want to change some of these categories, you are welcome to do so as well. So, and then the same thing as before, you'll just walk through to save them and go right back through. But that is just about everything on Pulse. It is a very quick and easy setup of really getting that survey set up. Um, if you need any assistance when it comes to setting up your Pulse, maybe uploading your candidates if you're struggling at all to get your current employees uploaded into the system, you are all welcome to always chat in, schedule a support with service. Let us know if you need any assistance with getting your Pulse set up, as well as we would be happy to help upload those current employees for you, walk you through getting that Pulse. And then finally, if also you ever have suggestions with Pulse, this is new within probably the last 2-3 months that we came out with Pulse. So definitely always feel free to chat in, email into us if you have suggestions of how we can make Pulse better for you guys to use, really crafting it towards our clients and what you guys are looking for. So I know today's webinar was kind of quick going over Pulse, but if you have any questions, as I mentioned, chat into us, schedule a call with us, and we would be happy to help. But I will see you all, I believe, in 2 weeks for our next feature in focus. And let us know if you guys need any assistance with polls.